Oi, oi, gente! Bem-vindos à nossa aula! Welcome to our live class, guys! What's up? Como é que vocês estão, gente? Porque já estou vendo aqui o Jacob. Tudo bom, Jacob? Bem-vindo! Digam um oi de vocês aí e já usem a hashtag Yapper ou Yapper Squad para eu já saber os yappers que estão na área. So you can already use the comment section to say hi, and if you are a yapper, which means a student from our school, use the hashtag yapper. I can just see you here. Tudo bom, gente? Oi, Jonathan, tudo bom? Bem-vindos. Ei, Charles, Paul, tudo bom? Toshi, tudo bem, Toshi? Que bom ver vocês aqui. I'm very glad to see you here, guys. I hope you were ready for this class. I think it can be very helpful, especially if you are starting studying Portuguese and you still struggle a bit to find words in Portuguese. Then with this, I'm gonna show you, maybe you can figure how to say some things that you don't know yet in Portuguese, okay? Oi, Brad, tudo bom? Hi, Ryan, Steven, Pedro, tudo bom, gente? Que bom ver vocês aí. So tell me, where you are right now. Also use the comment section to say, I'm in London, I'm in, I don't know where else. I can already see a lot of people from different places here. So tell us where you are right now. Eu tô em Juiz de Fora, Minas Gerais, Brasil. So I'm in Juiz de Fora, in the state of Minas Gerais, Brazil. E você? What about you? Deixa eu ver quem mais está aí. Oi, Pedro, tudo bem? Hey, Jerry. Oi, Scott, tudo jóia? Que bom te ver. Ah, Ryan tá no Rio. Tá pertinho de mim. You're really close to me. Mônica em Vermont. Brad is in Tampa, Florida. Jonathan em Londres. Yara in Texas. Jacob in Toronto, or as we say, Toronto. Scott em Baltimore. Charles em Dallas, mas eu vou para Seattle. Ah, tá indo para Seattle? Um pouco longe, né, Charles? Boa viagem. Pedro está na Polônia, em Dansk. Probably said it wrong, sorry. Jasmine is in Texas. Paul em Reykjavik. Mauabo, tá na África do Sul, em Soweto. We used to have a group band who was called Soweto here in Brazil. José em Boston. Albert in Ohio. Okay, guys, be welcome. Welcome to our class. I hope you enjoy this. Don't mind, please don't mind if I sneeze a little bit. I'm very allergic, and all falls are the same. I start sneezing all the time with the changing in the weather. When it gets drier, for me, it's harder. So don't mind. I hope I don't do it a lot, because sometimes when I start, I can't even stop, you know? So I'm already excusing myself, but I hope I won't need it to do it a lot. But we can start. So as I was saying, guys, if you saw some of our messages about this class, and we post messages, actually warnings about what we would discuss today on our Instagram, also in our Telegram account. and in our email list. So if you are in one of these channels, you probably saw that we are going to discuss how to translate from English to Portuguese. So our goal today, guys, is to see some patterns and the similarities between some patterns in English and in Portuguese. So even if you don't know how to say something in Portuguese, maybe you can figure this word, okay? Of course, not always this will be a match, but it's work a lot. So it's good to have this notion, and it can be very helpful, okay? So, just saying hello to some of you. Chibuzo, em Arkansas, tudo bom? Hey, Charles, tudo jóia? Boa tarde. Muito bem. Então, vamos lá, gente. Vamos começar. So, I'm gonna do this. I'm gonna show you, I think all of the things I'm gonna show you will be suffixes, which means a fragment of word that is added to a main word or a radical of a word, okay? So I'm going to show you these pieces of words, and most of them are meaningful. They have a meaning. Sometimes they don't have a specific meaning, but they normally have one. And I'm going to show you, and we'll try to find what is the correspondent suffix in Portuguese. Okay, so I'll need your participation, okay, all the time during this class, as we've been doing, right? So let's go. So here, guys, you can see this suffix in English formed by et, something like this, okay? So like in the word creativity, okay? So this specific termination, et, tends to correspond to another termination in Portuguese. That's what I want to know. What is the typical ending that we normally have in Portuguese that corresponds to this one? Maybe you can think about this word, creativity, in Portuguese, and then you'll find the correspondent suffix, okay? So what is it? I have already an answer from awakening spirit, and I want to see more. What do you guys think? Et. So Albert also said, Leo, Paul, that's it, guys. So this termination tends to correspond in Portuguese to age. Okay, so let's see what we have here. So this termination here is very often translated in Portuguese to idade, okay? Sometimes we have a little change here in the beginning, but normally that's what we have. So you can see these words, creativity becomes criatividade. Insanity becomes insanidade. Reality becomes realidade. Inactivity becomes atividade. So maybe if you know that this termination actually has this correspondence here to Portuguese, you can figure how to say something in Portuguese, even if you don't know previously how to say this word. Of course, as I said in the beginning, and this is important, guys. Sometimes we won't find a match. Sometimes a word is completely different in Portuguese, but this happens very often, this kind of pattern, so they can be helpful, okay? That's the idea. Can you guys think about another word that has the same correspondence? It ends in English in et, and in Portuguese will be idade. Can you guys think? That's a good one, Charles. Charles said city cidade, okay? Or city, okay? My city is Juiz de Fora. Minha cidade é Juiz de Fora. Very good. Very good one too, Paul. Universidade, okay? So we'll have the same pattern, idade, and in English, university. Very good. Prosperidade, prosperity. Very good, guys. That's the idea, okay? So here you can find the matches, right? Muito bem. So, are you ready for the next one? Vamos lá, vamos ver qual é o próximo. Olha só. Li. This one is not so hard. If you are studying Portuguese for a while, you very quickly find. So this termination in English, li, which normally gives an adverb, as we see here, slowly, has a correspondence in Portuguese. Which is the correspondence in Portuguese? What do you guys think? What do you guys think? So just while I wait a little bit, let me see some questions here. Pity is not the same. We say pena, pena, when you feel pity for someone, okay? But this one is also, very good. Unity, unidade, very good, very good. So, what about this one? Li, what's the correspondence? Ardi, oi Ardi. Ardi is saying mente. Very good, mente. Leo also said it, mente. Yes, mente. Emma said, tudo bom, Emma? Ente. You can add M to that. So let's see some examples. That's it, guys. So this termination in English, ly, li, as in the word slowly, normally corresponds in Portuguese to mente, mente. So let's see some examples here. So this one, slowly, in Portuguese will be lentamente. What about this other one? Wisely. In Portuguese will be sabiamente. We also have this one. Quickly means rapidamente. Rapidamente. Also here we have curiously. In Portuguese, curiosamente. So we have this pattern, which is kind of similar to the English, where we put this suffix mente to a word. We add this to a word forming an adverb too. Okay, so can you guys think about other examples like lentamente, sabiamente, rapidamente, or curiosamente? Let me see what you guys have. Very good. So felizmente, felizmente. Mauabu thought about another example from the first one. Responsibility, responsabilidade. Very good, very good. And what about this one, guys? What you guys can think in relation to this correspondence? Slowly, lentamente, quickly, rapidamente. Yes, Charles, sharply. How do we say sharply? Sharply in Portuguese. Do you guys know? Sharply? So, Emma, possivelmente. Possibly. Possivelmente. Very good. Possibly. Ardi, precisamente. Precisely. Very good. This is interesting. Charles, famintamente. It would be an A after T. I've never seen this word. I'm thinking maybe it exists because sometimes a word exists in Portuguese and we don't know. What would be the meaning? Like, I'm hungry. Because if you mean hungry, we just say faminto or com fome. So if you say I'm hungry, then in Portuguese would be just eu estou com fome or eu estou faminto when you're really, really hungry. Okay? Lovingly, amavelmente. Let me see. What was... I asked you if you knew how to say sharply in Portuguese. Sharply could be, I don't know if anyone answered. Let me see. Yeah, I'm not sure, but we could translate as nitidamente. Nitidamente, okay? Knowingly, sabidamente. So, hungry would be faminto, yes. Conscientemente, facilmente, easily. Yeah, very good. Muito bem. And Marcos used here an expression, estou verde de fome, like I'm really hungry. That's it. Well, so we have this correspondence here, guys. So remember that not always the adverbs in Portuguese will end with mente. As in English, sometimes they are just, they don't follow this pattern, okay? But we can find this correspondence and it can be helpful. Look at this other one now. Let me put it here. This termination, shun, shun. I bet you guys have already noticed this one. This is one of the first, maybe, English speakers notice when studying Portuguese, and also for Brazilian people studying English, this is one of the first correspondence we notice. So shun, like in the word aviation, what's the correspondence suffix? The correspondent suffix in Portuguese for shun. A very nice sound, very typical in Portuguese. What is it, guys? So Charles is giving some other examples. So conservatively, conservativa. I don't know if we would use in Portuguese like conservativamente. Yeah, I'm not sure in Portuguese. Liberally, like liberalmente, this one would work. So very good, guys. The correspondent form for shun would be são. Very good, Ardi, Scott, Emma, Charles, Albert, Charles, Alexia. Very, very good, guys. That's it. This is the termination. São. One of the maybe the most common patterns of all of this I'm showing you. So, vamos ver algumas palavras, ó. Look at this one. Aviation becomes aviação. Solution becomes solução. Intention, intenção. Emotion, emoção. So, shun very often becomes são. Can you guys think of other examples on this topic? Let me see what you guys have. We can already see. Função, to function. Moção, to motion. Invenção, to invention. Respiração. I think in English you guys would use more breath, right? But that's it. Criação, with I. Criação, creation. Rotação, with rotation. Yeah. Geração for generation. Very good, guys. Nação for nation. Yes. So this is very common. And again, we have some exceptions, some words that change a little bit, like this one from RD. Generation. It's not exactly the same because we have, like in Portuguese, we dropped this syllable, ne. But apart from that, the termination is the same. So sometimes we have these differences, but the termination shan is pretty much the same. Comunicação, communication, posição, position, very good. Direção, direction, very good, guys. Muito bem, muito bem. Excellent. So let's see the next one. Oh, this one is interesting too, and very, very similar. So whenever we have this termination, ist, as in the word alienist, am I saying this correct? Or alienist? I'm not sure. So this termination, ist, in Portuguese tends to be translated as, what would be the correspondent form, guys? Let me see your comments. So we already have one guess. So Leo says ista. What do you guys say? Ista. Sometimes we have like a delay, so it takes a bit time. Ista. Oh, so Ardi, ista, Emma, ista. Anyone else? That's it, guys. So let's see here this correspondence. So ist tends to be translated as ista, ista. And in this case, guys, the A in the end doesn't mean feminine form in Portuguese. Much of these words are with A in the end, but they are used like this to refer to men and women, okay? So, alienist would be alienista, alienista, which, by the way, is the title of a book in Portuguese. I think it's in the highlights in our Instagram account. We have a highlight for some books we recommend. So it's interesting to check that. And I think this book is there. So alienista. The pianist would be pianista. Communist, comunista. Journalist would be jornalista. What else, guys? Can you think about other examples with this correspondence? Ist, ista in Portuguese. What do you guys have there? So Charles is saying futebolista. It's a very, how would I say? It's a word used in the world of soccer or football, which is very often used by journalists. So it's an interesting word. Maybe you won't see people saying this, but if you like reading about sports, you're going to see this. Futebolista. Cientista, scientist. Very nice. Also, pugilista, pugilist. Socialista, dentista, very good. It's very much used for professions, this termination. So let me see what else. Oh, Emma and Leo thought about artista, an artist. What else? Analista. Recepcionista. Very good, guys. Very good. Especialista, specialist or an expert. What is this, Charles? Plegurista. What would be this one? Plegurista. I don't know this. Maybe it's not a correspondence in Portuguese. But that's it. We have a lot of correspondence with these two. Est and ista. Ok? Vamos ver o próximo, gente. Olha só. E essa terminação aqui? Like in the word gardener. So this ER in the end, which is very often also used for professions, occupations. What would be the correspondent form in Portuguese for this termination? ER. What do you guys think? Another example. Kevin gave violinista. Yes, very good. So, what do you guys think? Oh, so the word that Charles meant was plagiarist. In this case, we don't have a correspondence because then we would say plagiador. Plagiador. Okay? So, not correspondent in this case. What else? Very good, guys. Eiroeira. That's it. Eiroeira. Yes. So, gardener. Very good, Abdul. Jardineiro. So, let's see some examples, guys. This is a frequent correspondence then. Very often is translated as eiro or eira in the feminine form, okay? So, gardener would be in Portuguese, jardineiro. Engineer will be engenheiro. Butcher will be açougueiro. Baker, padeiro. So, guys, notice that in all of these words, we have this same pattern. Eiro, 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 tá? And as I said, if it was a feminine word, like to refer to women in this position, then we would put a in the end. A jardineira, a engenheira, a açougueira, a padeira. Okay? Got it? So, can you guys think about other examples? This one, I think you guys can find a lot of examples, actually. Can you guys think of other examples? As I said, this termination is also very much used for professions, like ist. So, eiro is also used for professions. So, maybe... Charles, you are finding the exceptions. For writer, we use escritor. It's a bit different. Escritor. Escritor. Okay? So, Mikhail, banqueiro for a banker. Very good. Banqueiro. Muito bem. Anything else? I think this termination, eiro, is much more common in Portuguese than is in English. Maybe that's why you won't find a lot of correspondences. But in Portuguese, if we look at professions, we are going to find a lot of professions ending in this termination, eiro. Yeah, so Mikhail also thought about it. So bombeiro, for example, it's a fireman. Bombeiro. Isqueiro is not a profession, right? Isqueiro, it's I forgot the word in English, but the thing that we use to light a cigar. Let me find here the meaning. Isqueiro. A lighter. Yeah, so lighter, isqueiro. So we also use this termination to objects. It's not only for professions, okay? So sometimes we use for things like this and random things like the tree that gives coconuts, we call it. Anyone remember the name? How do we call coconut tree? Let me see if you guys are good with these vocabulary tips. Ah, very nice, Abdul. So a climber, we call them trepadeira. Very good. Climber, it's a trepadeira. Very good, very good. What about the coconut tree? Anyone can remember? Coconut tree? It comes from the word coco. So I'm giving you a tip. How do we say it? The coconut tree. So, do you remember about carteiro? O carteiro. What is carteiro, guys? Carteiro, a postman. Okay. In English, we have a lot of patterns like this, right? Like fireman, postman. So in Portuguese, it's more common to use this eiro or ista for professions. And also like escritor, autor, professor. This termination in is also very common for professions. Ah, very good, Abdul. Coqueiro. Very good, Charles. Coqueiro. So, coconut tree would be coqueiro. Very good, guys. That's it. Okay? So, as you can see, also for random things, not only for professions. Muito bem. So, let's see the next one. Just before we check the next one, if you guys are enjoying this class, please give us some likes here. These likes are very important for us so we can be visible for other people. You know how the algorithm works. So please give them some likes. Share this live with other people if you like it. And let's go back to the class. Let's see the next one. So the next suffix is this one. So it's just this Y in the end, like in biology. Biology. Again, it's not always, but very often we have a correspondence between words ending in Y and a specific termination in Portuguese. Any idea? What's the correspondence, guys? Let me see. Thank you for the hearts, Mary. You're always so sweet. Thank you. So, what do you guys think? What's the correspondence for this termination in Y, like in the word biology? What's the correspondent termination in Portuguese? Oh, so Ardi is saying ia. Jonathan is saying ia too. Do you guys agree? Everyone agrees? Mary is also saying ia. And that's it, guys. So Charles also ia. And I can already see some examples. Jose also said ia. Emma, gia, in this case, yes. So guys, very often we have words in English ending in Y, like in biology, and in Portuguese, this Y is normally translated as ia. So let's see some examples here. So biology becomes biologia. Philosophy becomes filosofia. Sociology becomes sociologia. Dynasty becomes dinastia. So you guys can see, and sometimes it's G before Y, sometimes it's PH, G again, T. So it's just about the Y in the end. It very often becomes ia in Portuguese. Can you guys think of other examples like this? Words ending in Y and in Portuguese in ia. Let me see what you guys have. Abdul already gave us an example. So neurology, neurologia. We use this a lot for some studies, right? So like philosophy, sociology, biology. So a lot of studies have this pattern ending in Y and then in Portuguese, ia. So biologia, filosofia, sociologia, neurologia. Another one, psychology, psicologia. Very good, Charles. Terminologia for terminology. Very good, Adi. Sinfonia, sinfonia. Abdul, geology, geologia. Very good, guys. I just thought about, because we were saying neurology, also anatomia, anatomia. And there's a famous TV show called Grey's Anatomy, right? So in this case would be anatomia. Also a similar one for this one Abdul just mentioned. Geography in Portuguese will be geografia. History, história. Okay? So a common pattern. So Charles is asking, monopoly, monopólio. Another exception. So in this case, monopólio, monopólio, ending with O, and we have this accent in the syllable pó. So the pronunciation is like this, monopólio, monopólio. Okay? Well, guys, the last pattern I would like to show is actually a suffix that can be translated in two different ways in Portuguese. Okay, so let's see how it works. I'm going to show you directly. It's this. So actually, it's the opposite. This specific suffix in Portuguese, in English, can be these other two. So whenever we have words ending in ência, ência, in English, it can be translated either to êncie or ens, which, if you guys look, they are pretty similar. So probably for linguists that study the origin of the language, they must come from the same origin, right? So ência can be translated as êncie or ens. So, for example, dependência will be dependency or independence, right? If it's independência. Suficiência will be sufficiency. But influência, influence. Inteligência, intelligence. Ciência, science. And permanência, permanence. So we have these two patterns, these two common suffix being used to translate ência. Can you guys think of other examples? Very good, Leo. Emergência, in English, emergency, right? So emergência. And what else, guys? What else you guys can think of? So notice that we have, in this case, two options. So you can think about other two different patterns in English. Very good, Charles. Fluência, fluency. Very good. This one is a bit harder, maybe. I'm thinking about some examples. It can be a bit harder to think about other examples. I already gave a lot of examples, maybe. Importância, importance, but just a little difference because importância, it's ânsia, not ânsia. It's almost the same, okay? Importance, okay? Guys, got it. So the goal of knowing this is maybe to guess how to say a word, or maybe to make it easier for you to remember how to say a word. Of course, as I said, and you guys notice, we sometimes don't have a full correspondence. Sometimes we don't have a match. Words have different origins sometimes, and they change. But this correspondence may help you like to figure how to say something. If you know the word and you know, like, I know this word in Portuguese, like, I don't know, intelligence. I know this word. So you know this correspondence, so maybe it can help you to figure how to say it, okay? And sometimes you can guess, and you'll be right. Sometimes you won't, but sometimes you'll be. So it can be a nice and interesting exercise for your mind to practice this correspondence. And just notice, whenever you see a word with a specific ending, you can like, this word in English is like this. So we have a match in this case. Or no, in this case, we don't have a match. So I have to pay attention even more when we don't have a correspondence. Like fireman, bombeiro, we don't have any relation there. So we have to pay attention even more in these cases, right? To not make a mistranslation, right? Very good, Abdul. Proficiency. We also have the word proficiência, competência. Very good, very good. So that's it, guys. I hope you have enjoyed this moment of reflection about language. I think it's nice to also look at things in this position of an observer. This content will be in our blog soon, so you guys will be able to just see all of these patterns I showed you during the class, okay? And by the way, I really suggest you guys take a look at our blog. It's just yesportuguese.com, very easy. We have a lot of articles there about different topics, about culture, about how to study, about pronunciation, vocabulary, grammar. So it's very, very cool, and it's very fast. So if you don't have enough time to watch a full class on a topic, because we have a lot of classes available here on our YouTube channel, you can also check these articles in our blog. They are pretty fast, very direct to the point. So I think it can be very nice for you to study different topics, okay? Thank you very much, guys. Muito obrigada for being here with me this afternoon. I really hope you guys have a great end of day or beginning of day, depending on where you are and at what time you are watching us. And I'll see you soon. That's it, ok? Obrigadão, gente. Bom restinho de dia, bom fim de semana e até a próxima. Beijos em todos. Tchau, tchau.